Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here, spokesman and advocate of basic human rights for all people. You know, I've spoken to almost every group of people that I can think of, and I've spoken individually to some. I've spoken about some individually, but not to them. And as I think about this morning, as I've been influenced by the conversations of the day, I am reminded that I don't think I have said anything to Donald Trump, or if I have, it has been some time. And I think it's time to talk with him again. And so I direct this to Donald J. Trump, the man who wants to replace God as I see it. You know, Donald, when you ran for president the first time, all of those Republicans, they reminded us of who you were. At least they told us who you had revealed yourself to them as. And I don't think I heard anybody say anything nice about you. And so you start looking outside to verify what these guys have said. And you find out that most of that stuff is backed up by the people that have had dealings with you and association with them. And so my ambition is to see a different kind of world than that which you advocate. And so I decided to pay attention to you. And I've watched you every day since you walked down that escalator. Now, when I say watched you, that means I watched social media, I've heard this and that, and I kept an eye on you because I wanted to protect the people from you by just allowing them to know what you actually doing. And as I watched and watched, I found out that it didn't really matter. And for those that it did matter, it didn't matter enough. And so I've watched you go through the changes by those who couldn't put up with you. They gave it their best shot, but there was more anti whatever they represented than. And so you are still here. They couldn't get rid of you. They even thought when you lost the election, they'd get rid of you. They couldn't get rid of you. It's like a lie. You can't get rid of it. Once it's here, it's gone. You might think you got rid of it. It's just gone on someplace else. And watch out. It will be back. And that's what it seems that you are. You've gotten yourself in a lot of trouble, and a lot of people think that what you're doing is just trying to stay out of trouble. And I mean, even anybody would do that. Even those who don't mind standing up and saying, yes, I'm guilty, they will still try to get out of it. So nobody's blaming you for that. But what they do blame you for is when you're trying to do stuff worse than what you have been adjudged for, to stay out of trouble. It appears as if you got one aim, and that's to bring America down. America has always been down, and her lies kept her up. America has always been down, but her lies kept her up. Now, why was her lies able to keep her up? Because even with her lies, she was up above the way other people treat their people around the world. Or at least that's what we were taught. And so what we've come to, ladies and gentlemen, what we've come to as I talk to Mr. Trump, those of you who are listening in, we realize, Donald, that this is all about you. I see you walk around with the camera, following you, and you walk like a man that you feel so good now. This isn't good publicity, it's negative stuff, but you feel so good because all over the world, they are talking about Donald J. Trump. And the bottom of the world, they're talking about Donald J. Trump. Top, right, left, Donald J. Trump. And the fact that it's nothing good doesn't mean anything. You're important. You're being spoken of, like Lucifer. Doesn't matter that you're not the good man. You're still being talked about. Look at all the others that's not being talked about. And that's where the problem is. The deception that has been spread abroad, that you are important, that you are more important than Harry, that you are more important than Sue. And there's one good thing that can be said about you. You nurtured, you watered, and you allowed as much of that evilness, as much of that hatred, as much of that racism, as much of that bigotry, as much of that lying and deception that's in people, and those people in the United States, you allow them to stand up. They got a little energy. And now, together, we still got people who are not committed to what you're doing, but they're not ready to go straight either. What I mean by go straight, be honest. They're not ready to care about themselves. They're not ready to care about you. And they definitely not ready to care about God. And they've deceived themselves to think that by doing it this way, it is an expression of caring for themselves. Okay, darling, you came on the scene, all the support, and look at the nation right now. It has said, through statistics or whatever measures they use, that you are the worst president this country has ever had. Now, to you, that might be something you want to put on a badge and sell. You know, they might pay you $1 million for each badge you put there. The worst president America has ever had. Put that on the badge and sell it. The worst president America has ever had. And make sure it's beautiful. And sell it for whatever you want. Because that's what you've done. That's exactly what you've done. But there are some people who are not just going to sit back and allow you to get away with what you're doing. You see, right now, you're in a position to have what the people have established as other positions of power. You are in a position to kind of manipulate that kind of power. And we as individuals out here can only speak as one individual and hope that we can, summon others up. That takes a little bit of time. But I want you to know that this is nothing but pure hell that you've brought to America. And yes, we do understand that you knew that. And I don't have to repeat that. You had one concern, and that was to make as much money as you possibly could. And you were willing to help all these other rich boys get as much money as they could get if they just helped you out. Pay $1 million, pay $1 billion in the campaign, do anything, keep him out of jail, be supportive of him, pay your connection, what they call these guys, your snitch, pay your judges, pay your investigators, do whatever you got to do, keep him in office. And that's what you've done. Again, I repeat that. But there's another way that the people are learning, because your way works for too few people. And by this exposure, by your coming on the scene, doing what you have done, and allowed America to stand up and show its evilness, gives the people who are not a part of you, gives them the power. Give them the power that comes from embarrassment. We are embarrassed at you. We are embarrassed that you're so hateful. We are embarrassed that you are so racist. We are embarrassed that you are willing to go out there and cut away people's education and health care and transportation, anything you can do to cause pain to people. So you say you can save some money. Let me ask you something. What are you going to do when money is taken out of the scene? When money's equivalent is removed from the scene? What are you going to do? That's going to be pure hell for you, isn't it? because everybody will be able to live just as if they're in heaven, not wanting and suffering for nothing. That's going to drive you stone crazy. People got peace and prosperity and freedom and joy and happiness and living their dreams. And you can't mess it up. You can't be the boss of that. The only thing you can do is play a part in the game. And if it ain't a righteous game, you won't be playing that. You'll just sit back and enjoy the life that the rest of us have built for all of us. I guess I just talking off hinges, but it's just upsetting, man. I mean, just a citizen watching every day, people upset with you, and you walking around. I'm gonna tell you something. My wife would tell you, man. They don't believe. They think I used to look at pictures. Well, I don't used to, but I look at pictures. I put it this way: I have looked at pictures of you when you were a young man. You seem to have been a jet set, man. You seem to have been right on the money. You could hang with anybody, it appeared. But as we see now, it must have been the ugliness in you that brought you here. Because you are not that guy. And what I mean, the years speak for itself. I think I will hold up for a minute.